So let's see what that looks like. And I need to open my Restream chat. Hey, Restream chat.
Is this going live to your 524 page link?
It is. I just updated that because I didn't get the Mint Series Facebook group to work, and so we're going from 524.
Okay.
So that is loading up.
And when do you want me to start pasting these links?
Well,
okay. Wait a little bit and then
yeah, wait. If you want to go onto 524's business page and share the live stream from there, or you can share it from my personal live.
Okay.
Either one, like if you actually share it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it looks like we've got somebody watching.
And they can hear us, but they can't see us.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Ooh.
We're at the
Rachel!
advantage.
Put the vodka down, Rachel. You don't
No.
It's a crutch.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it is.
Delicious.
Oh my goodness.
I'll move my microphone closer to me so when I whisper things, people can hear.
Yeah, I was just checking your levels and.
No, I adjusted where I was sitting. So is this better now?
Yes, you're better.
Okay, God.
I'm glad I sound like an angel. Hello. Well, hello, Internet. I hope you enjoy playing puzzles and getting mad at Rachel, not me. That's great.
That is right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so streaming software looks like it's going well. Somebody watching on my Facebook, someone watching on the 524 Facebook, and somebody watching on YouTube.
I'm trying to see this on.
Twitch is like
there we go.
Sad little guy. Oh, hey, yeah, now there's two. They're like, oh man, these two again?
Yeah.
Why would we do this? Okay, so it looks like this time I can post on the 524 Labs Facebook Live, but mine is read only. So that's better than not. So cool. All right. And so we got 4 wonderful people, unless you're one of them. Then we've got 4 wonderful people. And
I think it's great.
Okay, I'm going to go check and see where all of these fun things have popped up in, because I think that it was supposed to be in my Discord announcements.
I think you have really long fingers.
I do have really long fingers. Where are you looking at my fingers for?
On the image, where Indiana is pointing at, or where you, Indiana, are pointing at Rachel, obviously.
That is true. That is fair. I really have super long fingers. I also have really long toes that are almost equal. Like my second toe, like pinky length. It's weird. And now the internet knows that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm just telling everybody, guys. Okay, so I'm going to pop into this. Ooh, 4 people watching over on Facebook 524.
All right. So
long toes. Oh, Chris is like, what? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the link for the YouTube stream, because that one's the easiest one for me to send to people. And then I am going to send that into Discord and jazz.
Yes, feel free to ask or guess what you think final prizes may be.
Ooh, final prizes. I really
what they should be. And what you are entitled to, what you deserve. Make sure that you put all of that in the chat.
I came in here to hear about your toes.
Addressed to Rachel.
Yes, Chris. Welcome to a chat about my toes.
Yes. Hey Aiden. Thanks for popping in.
Oh, is Aiden here? Oh, good.
It's like, if you find this stream, you really are an adventurer. So good job. You know
I know, because
I
I have to put in all these places. Let's see. Live right now. There's that one. I'm going to go into treasure hunts in the Discord and say,
hey,
Polly just put it up for me. I didn't even look. I have such wonderful people that help me.
I just want to say that my toes are not long. They're fine. You know, I've actually, my big toenail is like a big toenail. And then my other toenails are like really small in comparison, like tiny little things, like suggestions really of toenails. So like painting them, it's like click, okay, done. But for my sister's wedding, I decided to get fake toenails because my mom paid for it.
Sweet.
And I have to tell you, my feet look amazing. Like they look so like my toenails look so proportionately balanced. I just kept staring at my toenails on my feet.
Look at my feet.
And then somebody said, "Oh, you can get toe fungus like that." And I was like, "What?" And I like ripped them off the next day. So
I can just see you like freaking out on your feet. That
for one shining moment, and then after that.
All right,
God.
I'm gonna make us visible now. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I have a lot of makeup on. So
good.
yes.
Oh, good. Okay, let's see here. Zoom interview this up. Okay. All right. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got everything up here. Chris is just like, wow, this is what you guys talk about, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Well, we are up to a beautiful 11 viewers, and that's fantastic because I know each and every one of you are choosing to spend your moments here with us. So pretty dang cool. Let's see here. I know a lot of our overseas friends that have been real into this treasure hunt are sleeping, and so I miss them. Oh, and James, he's listening. He can't watch or chat, but he's listening.
Oh, that's cool.
He is in the UK, I believe. So.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Say hi to Liz.
I
said say hi to Liz.
Ah.
Sorry about Harry. But he's just the spare, you know. It's fine. Charles is still alive, you know.
Right.
So. Right.
Oh, it's 1 a.m. He waited up. Oh, Aiden. Oh, Australia. I'm crazy. He's not UK. He's Australia. Man,
I saw a map of the world where everybody gave all the countries funny names, and Australia was listed as British Texas.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Don't make him quit listening.
I've been to Sydney. I've been to Australia. I've been to Uluru. I've gone around Uluru on a camel. That's like peak Australia. So I loved Australia. I had so much fun.
That sounds like a bucket list moment right there.
It was a good 40th birthday present from my mama, who also, paid for fake toenails for me and took me to Australia. So, you know.
Those are two really cool gifts from your mom.
Yeah.
My mom is kind of slacking. I don't have fake toenails, and I have not yet been to Australia. He doesn't want to know how early or late Australia is. Usually Stella's in Melbourne, and she's usually awake around this time. So I think that it's not something obscene like it is in the UK right now.
It's basically the reverse. If it's 10 o'clock here, a.m., then it's about 10 o'clock there p.m. for Sydney. So it's, roughly, give or take where you're at. Yeah. So it's not terrible, provided that you're, emotionally prepared for the time switch.
Sure. Well, I told her we were going to have a pajama party, and it was going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And she's like, so that's like 2 or 3 a.m., so I might miss that.
Yeah.
And because she's considering going to sleep and doing the jet lag version to participate in Gen Con Online and messing up her sleep schedule. So that was really nice of her. So if she does, then cool. Perth, 8 a.m., 10 a.m. East Coast.
Oh, man, Perth, you are just tucked away in a little corner of the world. You get to, wave to Antarctica and... yeah.
I want to go visit all the people. All right, we should probably talk about this fancy treasure hunt we've been doing.
All right, we shall.
So, the weekend progressed. We had a lot of people that Oh, there's Brian Shoemaker. We had a lot of people who were able to solve several of the puzzles, and
Yes.
the amazing part that I really am enjoying about it is the activity of the Discord chat, because they've been super, super helpful.
Yeah.
I love that they hit a really good balance of, I'm not going to tell you the answer because I want you to figure it out yourself, but I am going to walk you along even though it's super frustrating.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of cool, that just seeing how everybody, and encouraging too, like giving like just little bitsies hits of hints, but not anything where there's been no one been like, hey guys, here's the spoilers. You're just like, oh, that's
Right.
No,
Right.
none of that. So it's been great.
Yes, absolutely. So to kind of recap, because I would say that this is kind of the wrap up, I would say, even though we are not quite to the end of it. I really love that we decided to put some real-time holds throughout it so that it wasn't just all rushed through and be done.
Yeah, because if somebody broke it in like 10 minutes, I would have been like, oh.
Yeah, right? I mean, and I had no idea the incredibly intelligent and amazing people that were going to go flying through this thing.
Well, and that's one thing too, because like we would love, especially when it comes to making puzzles like this, we wanted them to be accessible enough to people who weren't necessarily puzzle guru folks, but we also didn't want them to just be like super easy, like kids menu maze, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, it's hard to like hit that right spot, and so especially for people who participated, whether it's a little bit or a lot, all of your feedback will be so helpful, especially for future, if we do this again,
right?
Which I had a ton of fun with it, especially because if there was something that, we just want to keep it in that range. You know what I mean? If you have ideas for like other types of puzzles, if there were just certain types that just weren't that, anything and everything. If people gave up, and what was it? What wall did you hit? And what were the things you tried, and what made you like to say, okay, I'm done with it, like all of those things would be so helpful, especially in constructing future puzzle quests. So
I think that it's kind of cool that it became easier to describe it by calling it a virtual escape room. So that was an interesting thing, because I never would have thought of it that way until I got into it like this. I think that one of them that was kind of brute force through was a yes or no question. So in hindsight, won't do that again, because obviously if you say it and if you say no and Stache goes, nope, sorry, then you say yes. There we go.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I was like, oh, because I thought,
That's
you
fair.
have to go through all of the different math to get to it, but no. But then it was great because everybody actually went back through and did figure out the math so that they felt satisfied, even though they did. Yeah, it was kind of funny.
That's fun.
Yeah. So,
Well, and that's the other thing too, because like we also had like the limitations of people at home. So not wanting there to be too, like, there's one thing that probably maybe could be printed, but you also didn't have to. People work ways around that as well, so trying to be really mindful of, in like, is a lot of people, especially in the beginning, we were really planning this, but even now, a lot of people are still being very careful to, quarantine, socially distance, stay home, whatever. If you don't have a printer, we didn't want that to be something that would be to hold you back. So something where you could work things out on, pieces of paper relatively easily. That was another sort of constraint that we imposed on ourselves. And I think that was a good one.
Right. I agree. I think that I would love to hear feedback from some of the treasure hunters as to whether or not they felt like our internal theme of hiding in plain sight really did it come across that way? When you finally figured out the things, were you able to look back and say, oh yeah, it was right there? Or were we off?
Yeah. Well, and that's, yeah. The other thing that I'm curious too, because, there's other things at play without giving things away, and if people have clued into that yet.
Uh-huh. I think it's amazing how levels deep some of these treasure hunters are already.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
I had to pull one of them back. Like, I think it was Aiden. Was it you, Aiden? I don't know. I don't remember who it was.
I feel like Greg says, I feel like that comes across awesome.
Oh, good. Thank you, Greg. Yeah,
okay, cool.
I can't remember. There's been a lot of people I have talked to and not a lot of sleep that I've had. So somebody I was talking to and I was like, whoa, I see what you're doing there, but we're not quite there yet. Back up. And I also think it's fun that people are starting to think about the numbers that have been scratched in the dirt along the way as coordinates or something. And even with because they said that they were looking at them as coordinates and entering them on this map. So one of the things that is currently stopping everybody on this treasure hunt is the map that we're working on. So I have that right up here, and it's real small. And you were trying to decipher the numbers when I just had to write one of them in as is. Okay. There is so many things happening at that day. And okay, so I am going to pull open this and I think I can zoom in. So basically what we did is we had people put in points of interest. The idea of this part of the treasure hunt was that we were going to treat it like a virtual geocache. And I don't know if everybody knows about geocaching, but I was real into it there for a while. And virtual geocaches are ways to not worry about defacing property or like public property, things like that. And the idea of doing a virtual geocache during this was because we're all stuck inside. We can't really go and find something right now. Otherwise, we would have figured out a way to do it. Like, I would have figured out how to transport myself to Perth and put something in a tree in a park down the road, and I would have. So, what we did was these... Hang on, I'm going to pop back over there. And we did these virtual points of interest. And so I'm going to pick on yours because it's easier. Let's see. You're going to be this one, I'm guessing. Yes. So when you click on this, you get to see Miss Kathleen Mercury at the St. Louis Arch.
Yeah. I only have 1 foot.
Yes. Man, I don't even know how you twisted that way. That's
right.
Wow.
An unfortunate haircut. And every bit of like adolescent, like embarrassment, awkwardness just smashed right up against a national monument.
Excellent.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that is a childhood memory if I've ever seen one right there.
My poor grandma with all the grandkids and just like, herding cats. Yeah.
Yes. She's like, why did I sign up for this? Yes. So I had mine up here, and I had my adolescent summer haven, which is a summer camp that I used to go to. And I even failed at finding a photo because I was supposed to do that. But there are other people that put in things like Nerd Summer Camp, a virtual escape room themed around this. So that's kind of cool. I mean, we had things all over. And the idea that I had was to get to a certain number of participation so that way I could feel like we got a good feel of the global audience of the products that we have. So like the mint tins are all over the world. And I remember that when I started doing customer service, like way back, and I started saying, okay, well, I'm going to send you lost your mints or whatever. So I'm going to send this, whatever. I couldn't believe all the places that I was sending things. Like, I think the one that really hit me was Serbia. I think I was like, wow, Justin made something that is in Serbia. Oh, it's Marcus! Hello, Marcus! That's so cool. I'm so excited. I love seeing everybody. We're up to 15. Hey, I feel very fancy.
Breaking the internet.
Breaking in Kathleen in Nebraska.
Yes.
So yeah, I just, the global scope of everything just is one of my favorite parts of doing this job. And so I thought it would be real cool to do a virtual geocache. So one of the things that we were doing is, once it was large enough, we were going to unlock it by announcing the official code. And if I announce the code, then people will be able to move on to the next part. And so I'm looking to see if I feel like we have enough.
Whoa.
I mean, we've got some down here in Australia. We have some over here in Asia.
I love that. I think that's one. I think this is, and this was your idea to do, like, have something like really kind of interactive, or we talked about it, and you were the one that figured out like how this would work. And
yeah,
I
you
love
can make
this
custom maps.
Yeah, and I love this one so much because, you know, just like we're all really separated right now, you know, but it's so
Right.
good to have something to show how we're all still like connected on, you know.
Right.
If nothing else, we have Google Maps, sugar.
Right. And we've got Europe covered. We even have some over in Russia. And I mean, I guess it would be really nice if we had some on most continents. I mean, I don't really anticipate much happening with Antarctica, but I feel like somebody must have traveled to South America or Africa at any point. And being that this is a dynamic map, that it should update pretty easily if that were to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can chat a little bit and see if, you know, somebody remembers a past trip. Who knows? I could probably put one in. I've been to South America. Have you been to South America, Kathleen?
I've not. I've been all over Europe. I've been to Australia, Jamaica.
Have you been over in Africa?
No, not yet. A good friend of mine is a scuba diver on the Red Sea, and that was a tentative sort of plan maybe for this summer. Well, obviously that's not happening. So
right.
At some point, the next time, my sister lives in Berlin, so the next time I go to see my sister, we're hoping to go to the Dahab so I can see my friend and go scuba diving in the Red Sea. Because
very nice.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Hit refresh, and of course it's freaking out. I don't think I can put mine in right now because it will freak things out. But there we go. So that's probably when we have some points there that we will be able to to unlock that one. I'm gonna guess that.
Cool.
So, what else were we gonna talk about? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely throw something in, or if you want to throw, I'm dumping some stuff in the chat just so it's there for like posterity and stuff, and people see this later. But if there is any, like, I'd like to know what people's favorite thing was.
Yes.
You know, when it comes to the puzzle hunt. So if you're watching this, if you did it, throw something in the chat right now about what was your favorite part of this, your favorite puzzle that you did, the one that you had the most fun with, the one you thought was most clever or most frustrating. Love to know what people think on that. Yes. Yeah.
I absolutely love how I watched everyone kind of... One of my favorite parts is watching people red herring themselves. Because they were overthinking, and I was just watching going... I mean, I could say something. Ooh, puzzle 2C as you headed east. Which one was that? Headed east. That would.
I know, because like we like our numbering system of like how we like had the puzzles and moved them around and stuff like that. Like I can't even remember.
Favorite on many levels was the dance puzzle. The dance.
Rachel. The words with mints. Oh yeah,
Yes. That made me think of an abacus. Like, I don't know.
That was actually the inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Well, because like I think that one too is one where it, when you look at it, you're kind of like, ugh, but then like once you like kind of figure out like what's going on, then that's a super good one to like, because it's just literally all the answers are there.
Mm-hmm. I had somebody send me a picture of how they figured it out without cutting it up or moving it around or whatever, and they had taken 5 different colors of marker and then circled with a different color to figure it out. And we had a typo in it, and everybody figured out the typo and then was able to help everybody else figure it out with the typo. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. I mean, like, the perfectionist in me is like...
Oh, I know.
No, but that's cool. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I remember one time I was watching an Emerald, an Emerald Live, a cooking show where he was actually cooking live in front of an audience. And all these pots and pans going, and all of a sudden something started burning. And the audience goes, "Aw," he's like, "Hey, I'm really cooking here." And like,
right? I
have taken that so to heart. Like before parent-teacher conferences, I mean, my classroom is just a cavalcade of stuff everywhere. And, I mean, and like on the walls, like the ceiling, there's no square inch of surface in my room that doesn't have something on it. And so I would like have to like scramble before parent-teacher conferences to try to make at least what was on tables and stuff look orderly in my desk. And then after hearing that, I was like, you know what? Nope. I'm really cooking here. Like, I mean, in some ways it's good that they come in like, this is really what we're doing. Like, we are really making messes here. And then, and usually my students' parents are like, that's awesome. So it's good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, but that's that. Oh yeah, but that's the thing though. It's like when it comes to like a puzzle quest like this, we are humans.
I mean,
yeah, I will make mistakes a lot.
Yeah, this is a really great first outing, I think. And what I think is I've had so much fun with it, and to see how many people were actually involved and interested. And I didn't even properly contact the people that I had intended to contact that are puzzle hunters. Like there was like I was gonna talk to Mike Selinker. I was going to talk to the other guy that did a Kickstarter of, and I can't remember who it was, but he was going to help out, and I just lost track because when all of these different things happened throughout the summer, I just kept having to reset, and I feel like the BGG puzzle questers, they would have been interested in doing it, and they may not have heard about it. I mean, I cannot wait for another shot at this to get more people involved, because I think that I'm really happy with how many did participate out of, I mean, I think we had 50 people that actually went through and at least did one.
That's so cool.
And as of this afternoon,
I mean,
fifth of those had reached to where we're at right now.
Oh, that's so great. Well, and because Rachel had sent me a screenshot showing activity about how it had on the little graph, had increased, and she said my heart is full. So that's so cool. I love that.
Justin sent me he had showed me the user, and it was just like zoom, like up, and I just tears. Like I was just like they liked it, and they stayed, and they had fun, and that's just what I wanted. So so cool.
Wait, we have to make sure every time we've talked to recognize the incomparable Matthew,
of course,
who created a number of puzzles. I'm not speaking cryptically.
No.
Well, I mean, just I don't want to say which puzzles because people haven't done them. They may not necessarily, don't necessarily give them clues or whatever. But anyway, so Matthew's super into puzzles, and so there were definitely some where he there was like certain types of puzzles we want to make, and he's like, I love those. We're like, cool. Right. So then, so it was really fun, really, really fun. Like as is a team effort, like working all around to try to make all this happen.
Yes, I love that. And I called him today and I said, you have got to see, like, guess what? Oh, Greg, this is cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the multi-platform nature of it. Different websites, digging for info, popping into a meeting to see a webcam pointed at a sneaky puzzle. That's so cool. I should do that next time.
Yeah.
Oh, and I suppose we could touch on the fact that we did have some announcements yesterday.
We did.
We had a secret Zoom meeting that was part of...
And my favorite thing about it was, like, people were like, you know, we always talk, but my favorite thing is when you gave out the hint, like, it was like watching my students, like, when there's like something big and like heads down and everybody immediately starts like, whoa, like, it was like, I mean, everybody was like cool during the meeting, like asking questions and like, oh, that's great. But like when it came time, I mean, it's almost like deuces, like out, you knew like people were off to like go hit the cigarette.
Yeah. I went and looked at the bot history right after and like throughout, like they were just ping, 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 ping. And the most horrible part was there was one errant space in between the numbers. And so it was pushing back on them and saying, nope. And they're Kelly was like, what do you want from me? I loved it. I know it's like, it just was so cool to see everybody really excited and enjoying it. But yeah, yesterday was really cool because to have a way to really do something amazing for the people who are pushing really hard on getting into the hunt. She's like, I want to slap him with a trout. Really, for real. And the cool thing was that we were able to use the secret Zoom meeting to announce the 2021 releases.
Yes.
From 524 Labs, which are 3 new Mint 10 games, but not Mint series games. And so we got to learn and see about Starforge, about the Blessed Dark, and about Castle Siege. It was really cool to see people's faces when they realized that they had popped into a meeting with 3 different game designers that were then able to explain their game and talk about what is coming up. And it was just really, really cool to connect with everybody. It just felt like such a part of the community, and I just was really happy about that.
Well, and the thing, like, for me, I love little games. Like, I love the Oink series. I love Helvetic. I have all of your games, obviously. And, like, when I went to UK Games Expo, I took a carry-on and I was there for a week and a half, and I came back with 17 games. Because every game I bought was, like, little, and not just card games. Like, I like little games. And I just think, like, especially as a designer, you know, just that the challenge of packing a lot of game into a small product, because you also, when it's something portable like that, I mean, God help you if you make a 2-hour 4X game that fits in a tin. I mean, you're a better designer than I am. It's cool, you know what I mean? But I love that sort of that challenge. It's like an amuse-bouche, you know, where you wanted to have that really tasty morsel and that pop and everything, and where you want to have it again. You know, like that's the best type of game where you play it and you want to do it again. And I think small games are so well suited to that. So I was really excited to see like the range of what you had too in terms of games. And by the way, hi Katie, and you are super smart. You're ridiculous.
I know. I ignore her when she says things like that. I'm just like, nope, not listening to that. Yeah, Greg, that was right. I was like a puzzle for me too, because I was just looking at it going, why isn't it working? Actually, I mean, I think Katie could probably pop on here with some amazing points of interest, because she has traveled the world within the military, and so I'm sure that she's got some amazing things that she could put on here too.
Yes.
Oh, if she wanted to do that, where is that link? What link? Remember the map link? Do you have that? Can you drop that into Facebook?
Yeah.
And I can probably put it in. Why do you know me so well? That's just how it is, babe.
There we go.
I think.
And I'll put it on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes, excellent.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool. Yes, she's helping me out since I've definitely learned that I need a better computer to be able to do all these exciting things. I have not done all this media stuff before, like in this way, so I'm gonna have to upgrade some processing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny because I bought a second computer because my Mac won't run Tabletop Simulator. So at the beginning of the summer, I got a secondary laptop that does have a bigger screen and all that. But especially like with the school year starting and virtual learning, it'd be something that we do. And I'm like, well, I'm going to need a bigger monitor. And I'm going to need this. And I've got this whole shopping list like in my Amazon cart, you know.
So Katie, have you happened to be in Africa or South America? Like, I mean, those are, I guess I'm being kind of picky. I want to be able to say that we have like multiple, like almost every continent handled.
I mean, I can populate that map of a whole lot of pictures of cat. Oh, I've been to Iceland. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot. I can Kathleen Mercury that map if you want me to. But people might be like, stay home.
I mean, I've been to Rio, so I could do that, but unfortunately, I can't when I'm streaming because it will freak out, so I can't. What are you using to cross stream? I'm not an IT professional. No, not at all. I'm using Restream.io and Streamlabs. That's what I'm learning about right now. Iraq, Kuwait, Kosovo. Yep. Straight military. Germany. Yep. All right. Pick one of those, darling. You go for it. Oh, Ireland. Ireland's cool.
Ireland's cool. I have not been there. I've been all over like Scotland and everything like that. So basically, like I can smell Ireland, but I haven't actually been.
Oh man.
And I mean that in a good way. Ireland, I'm sure you smell like shamrocks and Guinness.
Shamrocks and glitter.
No, I said shamrocks and Guinness.
Oh, I was going with glitter because hey, why not?
also that.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm planning to travel plenty once we're ever allowed out of this country again. So, awesome. So let's say that once this is opened up, I think that there's going to be kind of a run on things because this is the last branch that is not completed for a lot of people. So when that does happen, I think that, let me see. I'm still just wanting to like.
I think some of my links got like jammed together. So for those of you seeing that in the comments, sorry, just call me ham hands. It's cool. It's fine. You can put a space in it. You know how it works. Just don't say "okay, boomer." That makes me sad.
Oh my god.
One of my students said that, and I was like, "You really want me to
telling them like boomers are not no."
Right. A, I'm not old enough to be boomer. And B, you want to see me turn into a carrot? You want to see?
Oh, children. Awesome. All right. You know what? I'm feeling extremely excited, and I just want to let it happen.
Okay.
All right. So I need to be able to drop this in here. And the Discord. So I'm going to... Should I send it to you on Zoom so that you can do it at the same time?
Okay, so where am I going to dump it?
Why don't you put it in Facebook and watch me mess it up and then like Stache gets mad again.
I don't even know where my Zoom link is. My Zoom window.
It's been a while since we used it.
Yeah, we just throw it to me in the Facebook Messenger.
Okay, cool.
And then where do you want me to put it?
I am going to have you put it in the Facebook Live. And I will put it in the regular
and hi, Tyler.
Live and Discord. So let me find where I've got all these things.
Yeah, and if folks out there are interested in helping out in the future, if you've got ideas for types of puzzles, don't put them in chat.
Yeah, for real, right? Oh my goodness. All right. Oh my gosh. Kelly's like, it's coming. It's coming.
All right.
I am.
hitting return right now on Facebook chat, right?
Right. 1,
Okay.
2,
Dude,
3.
there goes.
And there's that one. And this one. And now I'm going to pop over and look and see everybody yell at Stache. Because I have him open over here. And I can watch everybody go, whoa, 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 whoa.
You're watching the back end of Stache?
I am. I can see his back end, guys.
Does he have a nice butt?
Totally. Greg Miller, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Kelly, Aiden.
No. Like,
Greg.
watch people, like, drop off our live Zoom right now. They're like, this is great.
I know. They're like, we don't care what they're saying anymore. We're going to, like, head down. They're gone. Oh, Paul and James and Greg.
Y'all are cute.
It's so fun watching them freak out.
Yay. Yeah, no, this has been a ton of fun.
Yes.
Of fun. So, and especially, I mean, my big thing, if I have to just like distill down to about like what makes me tick, I like creating opportunities for people that they wouldn't have otherwise. So something like this is totally my jam when it comes to like, you know, that plus like as a designer, you know, working on a whole bunch of different types of like, you know, puzzles. You know, I'm used to like replayability and how can I have them not get the right answer, do everything possible so there isn't a right answer. There needs to be a right answer. It's a totally different way of thinking about it. And so, and especially how many puzzles we needed and even how we put the whole thing together and how all the pieces work together and stuff like that. I mean, you had like logistical things to work out. We had just the puzzles themselves, you know, and then also too, like wanting to like be reflective of like 524 labs and like working in all the games and how could we use the different games in different ways, you know, to sort of help with all these puzzles. So and especially when it's like I was like, this is so obvious, but then when you're seeing in the Discord and people are really struggling with it, you're like, okay, good, like it's doing its thing as a puzzle, like I know it's right there, but okay, good, you know. So it's nice.
I remember thinking, man, I should drop the answer into what was it, I was going to put the Zoom link in the Zoom YouTube link into Stache, and no, I was like, you know what? No, they're treasure hunters. They'll go find it. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So let me actually see one thing. I don't know if I updated one last thing. And while I am doing that, if you could reveal to them the excitement of your promo.
Oh, so I designed a promo in addition to, you know, all this fun little puzzle stuff for Mintworks. And it was really fun because I never actually have been most of us, you know, a solo gamer. I'm a social kind of person. And so, but I really, really enjoyed it. And sidebar, like I have to create a solo mode for one of my games that's in development right now with the publisher, and I'm really glad I had this experience, quite honestly. But so what I wanted was something big, and so my promo, like they have like cute little descriptors, and I put chaotic neutral underneath it because when I did a D&D unit with my students, because that's the type of teacher I am, we all took the D&D alignment test for ourselves, and I was chaotic neutral. Duh. And so
that's so perfect.
Yeah, so I wanted something big, and so my character starts out with a lot of mints but has some pretty restrictives. Like some things are really easy for me to get, but also like once I start running out of money, like it gets a lot harder for my AI. So basically it's like a kind of like, you know, trains running together. Like you gotta try to like beat me that's a terrible analogy. Anyway, basically you gotta try to shut me down before I can shut you down, because I've got a huge building advantage that crashes down. So it was so fun because it's especially when I was playing some of the other ones, like I wanted to go big. I wanted to try to something like super crazy, like, because I remember when I was telling Rachel's like, okay.
I was like, well, all right then.
Yeah, you know, but that's like, I mean, that's like what I like to do. It's like, I don't know if you know this, but I like to push boundaries. Mm-hmm. So like that's what I was trying to do. Like how far, like whenever I play a game, I'm always like trying crazy strategies and stuff like that because I don't really care if I win. I just want to see how the game itself responds. Mm-hmm. And so this was like a fun way for me to like kind of kick around with. And then when I was like, oh, this is actually kind of working, which as a designer is like, kind of amazing when you have those moments, because you don't have those a lot. So yeah, so that was super, super fun. And also, so for people who complete, we'll get my promo card. So I'm super excited about that. And the fun thing too is, especially since 524 Labs makes all their games available for P&P, for my students, that's another project that I can give them from a design challenge perspective, is, have them learn, play MintWorks, and then design their own AIs and to see how they work and to like test them against themselves. So I'm really excited that, more possibilities for the children as well. So it's great.
I love it. It's going to be so cool. And I am also a big enamel pin nut. I have a lot of them, and yes. They're like, I even Katie was at a con that I wasn't able to be at, and I actually asked her to go over and get this because it was like they had only had 100 made, and they were gonna make sure that it was not available after that con. I was like, oh. So yes. Okay. So I made sure that that's all done. Now what?
Right. So what you're saying is there will be a pin for people.
Yes. Pin of the same image that we've been hunting this whole time. That nice little magnifying glass with the X.
And what was that theme? What was kind of our prevailing sort of theme?
The unexpected treasure,
but also
hunt and hiding in plain sight.
So for those of you who get the promo, get the pin, just no reason.
Wow. I'm trying to look through 3 different things, and I'm like, can't even follow the hint you want to drop right now.
Oh, I think I said it. I just said enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Enjoy your swag, hiding in plain sight.
Yes.
Ding.
Yes. Ding. That's so great. I love it. Trying to load Stache and everything right now. He's freaking out. I'm trying to see if anybody has finished yet, knowing how fast that they can go. And so what we did is when we coded it, we made it so that it would show us when each branch was complete by whatever user it is. And I'm watching because I know they're working on it right now. And so I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are working on it right now.
Well, and especially, like, since it's live, I'm thinking to myself, please, God, don't be a typo. Please, God, don't be a typo.
Oh, I know. I'm like, I'm watching for Kelly to lose her mind and try to slap me with a trout again and try and fix it before it happens.
Right.
Just in time for dinner. Of course, I stopped you from making dinner.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the map and seeing how much more has appeared. That's so great.
Did you see it from before?
Yeah, I did. No, I've checked in, but now there's 2 or 3 times as many. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to if you want to see Kathleen petting an Icelandic horse, I got pictures of me petting Icelandic horses. Yeah. I
love it. That was such a cool one. All right. Well, I think that we definitely stalled out the 40 minutes worth before we actually broke and gave them the code. So I suppose that even though we have 16 enwrapped viewers right now, we'll probably let it go because we have nothing else to tell them right now.
So, well, anyway, please, maybe Rachel can start another channel in the Discord as far as feedback or however best you want to hit Rachel up with information, and it's best if it all goes to her. I mean, because
I can put in feedback for sure. Oh, and Marcus, you can't get past the bouncer. What's the password? Oh, well, you'll have to jump in Discord because they are very, very kind and give you lots of hints.
Yeah.
I love that was the first one because it tells me it kind of sets the stage for, yeah, it looks like it's there, but it's not as easy as you think. And then when you do figure it out, you're like, oh, it was right there. That was such a great starting one.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm so glad people are having fun with this. Yay.
Yes, I'm sad it took so long to get it moving, but I'm glad that we finally did it. And I will still leave it open for a few days after this for people to be able to finish them out. And you know, if you have family members, friends that you want them to go through it too, because you know, it was something really cool that kind of is something to keep things busy. I would love for you to have them, you know, send them the link. So I will probably leave this up for a little bit because I'll be able to see the comments for a little bit because I want to see if anybody says anything.
I also just want to point out that when I said I couldn't find the Zoom window, it was actually the one I was looking at.
There's so many things.
There's a lot going on. It's fine.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you again for helping me put this together and walking through this whole summer with me as we put it together. It's been really cool getting to know you. And thanks. It was awesome to have Matt working on it with us, and you got to meet him and see his brilliance, and then get to meet all of these cool people that love Mint games and showed up, and man,
super fun.
So cool. And so he says hiding in plain sight, and that's what it was.
One last thing I would say is for all of you who did it this time, save your work.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, what if we reference something next year? Because I'm pretty darn sure we're doing this again.
No, you're very, very welcome.
Yes.
Yes, awesome.
Awesome. All right. Bye,
Cool.
everyone.
Bye. That's so fun.
It is.